Welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Gabe
And
and
we are...
Watchmen. I had to clear it in there.
I do apologize. We are here for another music reaction. This time I'm going to introduce Gabe for the very first time ever, I think, Rage Against the Machine. Great. When you hear that title, first of all, have you heard any of their music before?
I have not. I've heard the name of the band, though, for some reason.
When you hear that name, what kind of music do you think of?
Rage Against the Machine, just absolute hardcore rock, what I like, that heavy metal smashing, guitars on the ground and, into drums or whatever. Is that just like a television thing, or do they really do that when they lose their minds out there?
When they smash guitar?
Yeah.
You'll see that at live concerts sometimes, but it's not like every rock band does it, but that's definitely like, I don't know what they're thinking. Just killed that guitar.
Dude, just energy, brother. Just losing it. Losing
energy,
it. You know
absolutely.
Got it.
In the past, I always give like a little bit of information. I'm not going to give you any information on this band. This is a great band who definitely had their heyday. This is the only information I'll give. 90s to the 2000s was like, maybe to mid-2000s was when they were at their peak. But we're going to check out Bulls on Parade. There was several different songs I was debating. And one quick thing about me, I was so cool when I was 17 to 18 that I used to hang out my Saturday nights at a PC game place with my friends, and we played first-person shooter games or whatever. They were all on network. We were so cool. But I would bring like all my Rage Against the Machine. I was like in that mood at that time, and it was great to play first-person shooter. It was Counter-Strike, if you guys know about that game, and just listen to all the time the headphones. It was either that or it was Eminem all the time. So this always takes me back to that place. So he's going to check it out for the very first time. Let us know what you think about our reaction. Please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And let's go ahead and jump into this. He's going to give us his honest thoughts. He's going to let us know if this is something he's going to add to his personal playlist or if he just felt differently about it. Here we go. Okay, so I gotta know your first reaction so far.
My first reaction, if I had my ears closed and the pitch was a little bit higher, I would say this is Cypress Hill.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you've ever heard of Cypress Hill, but the lead singer, who I used to think was actually Mexican, he's not. The other guy in the group is Mexican. The Be Real is, I think he. Oh, actually,
you're talking about in Cypress Hill.
In Cypress Hill, right? Be Real, or maybe it's. One of them is I think Salvador. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They've got that South Central, LA kind of California pitch. If you listen to Be Real, he's just a little bit louder when he does that kind of thing, and it's that rap kind of rock thing at the same time. So you want to be a rap superstar, the big car, the big girl, on top of the world, but they got the rock in the background. So I've kind of heard that already. Okay. To be honest, it's not really my jam. That's more of a West Coast thing, though. Maybe because there was that whole East Coast, West Coast kind of like different genres of music, and the East Coast, West Coast beef, which was the dumbest thing ever. Like growing up in New York, I was like, I bet never see nobody from California rocking a Dodger hat out here, cousin. Like, are you serious? What do you care? These guys are millionaires or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they a lot of it honestly was created, the East Coast, West Coast beef, by the record labels to sell more records. You know what I mean? Controversy sells, and then it just got out of control. But yeah, that just sounds to me like I was expecting, like you said, like how just smashing, but it's more like a rock kind of.
Very political. The lyrics are like one of the best. The thing is, one of the best things about it, my mind's going all over the places. The thing I love about this band, and the lead singer is great, don't get me wrong, but I love the musicians. Right. He has some of the best musicians in any rap. Maybe, I mean, let me know in the comment section what you think. For a combination of lead, bass, and drummer, what band has a better combination of three collectively? Some bands are probably going to have a better bass guitarist, like a Flea or whatever. Some bands might have a better drummer, like from Tool. But those three are so strong. That's what just magnifies it. But also, like, you could just hear his angst. You could just hear his frustration in his voice, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Full of shells. They really got no family. With a pocket full of shells.
Crazy Against the Machine. Fans are gonna get mad at me like, you comparing him to Be Real? But he does. He got that kind of like the way he got an attitude.
With a pocket full of shells.
Musicians are out of control.
Let me stop right there. Is this now? Do they have like a live DJ on set? Like, because that sounds like you're scratching a record as opposed to actually using an instrument to do that.
I think that's their instrument. Now, I'm not a musician expert and never have, but I don't play any instruments. I would be remiss if I said that they had a DJ. I don't think they do.
Okay, because that's what it sounds to me. And somebody's
guitar
gonna say, Gabe, don't you know that all those songs that those beat mixers make are actually
but they do
instruments or whatever?
Done a live video.
I'm like,
it's like the lyrics more, but
no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But I just was asking because again, it's almost like a crossover band. Like Cypress Hill is probably one of those first rock/rap bands that like really broke through as far as like mainstream. It was more of a West Coast thing or whatnot. You didn't really have too many on the East Coast that were like that were that way. But it's just interesting because it's two different genres in my opinion. You know what I mean? And sometimes it melds meshes well together. Sometimes it doesn't. And to me, my thing is always like when I like rap, I like introspective rap. I like that Jay-Z rap. I like being a lyricist rap, not just rapping to make the words rhyme, but you don't really saying anything. Does that make sense?
Well, he says a lot of stuff. It's a lot of metaphors. Again, a lot of political stuff. A lot of statements that he makes. But like I said, a lot of metaphors. So it's me, even at a still age, to trying to figure out. I mean, you could do a Google search and find out these days what he's talking about. But I like just listening and trying to figure out, do I know what they're talking about? Usually I'm wrong. Never thought about it. I don't think that's a record scratch, but it sounds like it for sure. Now I'm doubting myself. I love that. sure that I remember it being. So I looked it up just to make sure, and I don't see any here where they have that DJ. Like you said, like when they're in the studio, they can do whatever they want, right? But these guys, they're known for their live performances as well. Right. And I had never seen it before. There was actually a band after them when they broke up called Audio Slave. And I don't know if it was all the band members besides the lead singer. I can't remember. It definitely was, what's his name? Tom Morello. But anyways, with Chris Cornell's their front man, the late and great Chris Cornell. And it was a different type of band, but I was able to see them live here in Las Vegas. Cool. And they played some Rage songs, which was kind of cool. Chris Cornell can't do Zach justice, but he still did his best job. But again, I was just focused on the musicians because a guy like Tom Morello and whatnot, they're so talented. But what do you think overall? Because I the main reason I wanted to play this, besides loving the song, is I figured it was going to throw you something that you weren't expecting.
Was not expecting.
And then you busted out the Cypress Hill connection, which I totally get that.
Right.
Never thought about that before. But for me, like, they're just so unique and they're so different. They're not the only ones to do it, but...
Right. Well, you know what? It's funny. I remember when you were talking about what kind of rock fan I am. I do like the ballads, right? The slower stuff. I also like the hard, heavy metal. You know what I mean? But I do like listening to those musicians who have a lot of range with their voice or have really good just singing voices. The singer from Tool comes to mind. He's got a really great, powerful, unique voice.
Yeah, he does.
When it comes to the rap rock, I don't know, maybe because it was something that they tried to push and it was something that was introduced with bands like Cypress Hill and even Run DMC would do collabs with rock groups or whatever. It was just Walk This Way. I forgot who he did it with.
Aerosmith.
Okay, there you go. I promise you I was thinking Red Hot Chili Peppers and I couldn't get it out before you said
that was probably
Aerosmith.
one of the first hip hop songs I ever listened to.
Really Walk This Way. And I just don't, for me it just never really... When they try to do those connects, you know, those collabs, it just never really connected.
Have you listened to the Linkin Park and Jay-Z one?
Yeah. Can I get an encore? And I like the song Encore, but I prefer the original version. I prefer the original version. Like, when I'm listening to rock, I like hearing the singers when they're actually going to sing, or even if they're like the yellers, the screamers. But the rapping, I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why it doesn't mesh for me.
And for him, he's so unique in such a way because he's rapping, but I always look at it as just like a poet, you know? Like he's what's that called? Like when they're just in front of the mic and they're just doing it's not free verse, but it's something like that. Oh, I can't think of what it's called, right?
I know.
You go to these little poem readings or whatever.
Right.
And it seems like that, but of course he's got his angst, he's got his attitude. It seems like he's always pissed off or something like that. Right. And he's got all these different things to it. It just makes for a really cool sound. There's a bunch of other songs, but I'm guessing you didn't absolutely love it just because it's not your style.
Yeah, not an additive, unfortunately, not my style. I mean, for some people, I'm sure it's their style. And I think that this might be the closest thing to get a lot of people in the hip-hop community and rap community. And I'm sure they probably had rap fans in there, specifically because they're from California. I noticed when you were looking it up. And that was, again, you've got the Chicano, the Mexican culture out there, that they do listen to that, like hardcore, rap, rock rap, you know what I mean? Because of groups like Cypress Hills. There's another group I cannot remember that does the same kind of thing, same kind of genre. But for me that was never my thing. When it was rap, it was just basically, you know, New York lyricist type rap. Eventually I got into more of the southern rappers and stuff like that. T.I. was oh man, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Pac, it's funny because people are like, well, Pac was a very lyricist. Pac was from the East Coast. He was actually born, I think it was in Baltimore, but he started off as a New York rapper. He was of the East Coast group, and then eventually, after his whole drama with getting shot and all the other stuff that happened in New York, he went to the West Coast because Suge Knight bailed him out. But he was originally an East Coast rapper. He raps like an East Coast rapper. He doesn't really rap like a West Coast rapper. The very first West Coast rapper that I was like, yo, oh, they're saying something, I had to pay attention, was probably Ice Cube. Because I was like, holy cow, they rap like us. And then maybe Snoop Dogg after that. But before that, all the other West Coast rappers, I was like...
See, it's funny because in rock, care less. You can be from Germany, you can be from Australia.
That's it's crazy because
that's all that matters.
What's that group? The Du Hast? Is that
Rammstein.
the song? Rammstein. Yeah, they're German, right, or something like that. You were telling me, and it's I've noticed that too. That they have different types of not just not just ethnicities, but just different countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't name you rappers that come from different countries even today. Like there's maybe the reggaeton guys that come from Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and stuff like
India
that,
and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, you just have to be aware of it, right?
but that have broken through on the in the mainstream here in America. Like Brother V, he's a great Indian rapper. He's dope. But the only reason we know about it is because of the channel. Somebody said, "Hey, you gotta listen to this Indian rapper." Yeah, he's cold, but he ain't break through here. I can't tell you one Indian rapper that has really broke the charts like that, or even Asian.
I'm sure they're out there. We're just not think. Let us know. I mean, this guy, he definitely says the hip hop, so I'm going to trust him. But there's got to be some. Anyways, we digress. Let us know what you think about our reaction to Rage Against the Machine, his very first time listening to it. Let us know what else you want us to react to next. And until next time,
we know all things.